Hey, MisFits family, it's me, Sar Stevens, the long-awaited champion, the little dick bad bitch, the extrovert introvert, the champion of Poetry Hour, and I'm here just before the episode just to say a couple of housekeeping things because our show is growing, and I'm gonna make this quick because I know you guys want to get to the show. So, first thing I want to say is thank you to all of the new listeners that we've been gathering over the past couple weeks. We are well over 30 streams a week now. So this is great. So thank you to everybody new that's listening, and thank you to everybody that stayed with us from episode number 1. Because without y'all, we would just be talking to ourselves. And that's what it felt like for a couple weeks. So now it feels like I have some type of community to communicate with. So I'm happy about that. The second thing that goes with that, make sure you guys say whatever the fuck you want. Like, let us know who you are in our listener letters. The link is always in the bio of the episode notes, and if you don't feel like looking for some, our email is misfitstablepod@yahoo.com. Yep, misfitstablepod@yahoo.com. And you can say whatever you want, or you can ask for advice, whatever have you. Trying to make this quick. Follow through on our Instagram. We post a lot of content, a lot of memes on our Instagram, and what we found is we have a lot of followers on Instagram that don't listen to our podcast, and a lot of people on our podcast that don't go on our Instagram. It's kind of backwards. I guess it's kind of because we have a meme account, but we do always post the most recent updates about our show, and you'll always know what's going on our Instagram page. That is Misfits Table Podcast on Instagram. All the videos that we have are now on YouTube. I finally updated them on YouTube. Every single one, including the one you're listening to right now. You might even be watching me on YouTube. Hi, way back. Okay. So I've been saying that they're gonna be on YouTube for the past couple weeks, and I just haven't been uploading because I thought nobody was listening. But a lot of people just said, "Hey man, I tried to listen on YouTube and it wasn't there." So now it's there. Make sure you rate and review our podcast on Apple Podcasts. If you're listening, you get this for free. We would just like one thing out of it, and that's just your kind words or hurtful words if that's what you want to say for whatever reason. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Just scroll all the way to the bottom, and it takes about 30 seconds just to say what you think about the show or the episode. And then the last thing before we get to the show is that we have a new sub-series dropping on Saturday. That is this Saturday. That is on October 17th. So October 17th, we're starting a new sub-series, and we're going to be interviewing various musical artists and eventually just artists in general. So make sure you check that out. We got a lot of people lined up, a lot of interesting artists, a lot of different perspectives and all that. So make sure you guys look out for Saturday. There'll be bonus episodes. We'll probably be dropping those every other Saturday though. So that's it. Close my laptop. Enjoy the show.
I smell like that sandwich. Ew.
Bro, why does your pores instantly secrete sandwich smell, bro?
I don't know, bro, but it had a lot of onions.
Take a shower.
Bro, there's no reason them onions should have been that strong, bro.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
It was good, though.
Right.
It was worth it.
It's absolutely disgusting.
You are now tuned in to the MisFits table.
Welcome to the Misfits Table podcast. You are taking a seat at the Misfits Table. I am one of 3 co-hosts, Asar A&D Stevens, aka the long-awaited champion, the little dick bad bitch, the extroverted introvert, Black Zeus, and the number 1 champ of Poetry Hour. And I'm here with 2 loser co-hosts.
Motherfucker.
It's me, the poetic justice himself, the quiet storm. It's me, your boy Glenn. Y'all know who the fuck it is. I'm in a relaxed mood. I just ate a sandwich, so that's the mood we got for the whole episode.
Word.
Right.
Suck my dick.
But it's your boy Casey, what you can't see. It's your neighborhood night walker, maybe on a course and some ass, maybe some gas. It's up for you to decide. How much money are you talking? That's a different conversation for another day. It's the Segway champ. Nobody's ever taken that title from me, losers. And we here with a special guest, and we would like her to introduce herself.
What they call you in the streets?
I don't have special names like y'all. I'm kind of lame. But my name's Etana. I go to Lincoln. Yeah, I have a book club, which is really cool for Black women and femmes called Revolutionary Reads. I'm a self-plug real quick because, I have to. Follow us on Twitter at Theory Reads and on Instagram at Revolutionary Period Reads. Yeah.
Word. Period. Poo. Yo, how was everybody's week?
It was pretty good.
It feels like it's been a long ass week for some reason since we recorded.
It's only Monday.
A lot of shit happened. Exactly. It's only Monday.
I thought it was Tuesday.
Wait.
No,
it's
Monday.
Monday.
It's Monday.
It's Monday.
No, I like how everybody looked at their calendar.
I definitely clicked on my phone. I was like, wait, something's not right. But
how y'all feeling?
My week has been, I'm jam-packed, I feel like, with work and different things. But I just feel like all my manifestations are flourishing into the light. Everything that I wanted. I feel like it's coming slowly, but it's coming. It's here. I love it. I feel good. I'm happy.
Did you get your number one wish?
No.
World definition. Destruction.
My number one wish would never happen. In order for that to happen, something bad's going to happen.
Whoa.
Anyway, Glenn, how was your week, bro? How was your week?
My week has been pretty good. It's another week, I'm another week on this earth. That's all. It's been rainy for the past 2-3 days. I ain't been feeling it. I ain't been feeling that. But shit, I just got back on Instagram. That's something. So go hit your boy up. Selling ass. I'm selling ass from 9 to 5.
I'm telling your girlfriend.
You on clearance right now?
I'm on clearance.
My week's been good. Thanks for asking, guys. I had a great week.
You're welcome.
Oh, you know what? One interesting thing that happened to me. My family found out about my podcast, like my family outside of my immediate family, and like they were calling me. They were like, "I saw her. I love the show."
Wait, for real?
The cursing. Listen.
Oh shit! I mean,
I love you all, but this is my fucking platform.
Wow, bro.
This is my platform. I don't care. I don't care.
After this.
No, bro. Because listen, if my perception of you got screwed, like you should have never came onto this. Like,
yeah, that is true.
I'm just understand. I'm not little Asar, just like going around with Pokemon cards anymore. I'm a man now. I get haircuts. Okay. I have a little bit of a mustache. I'm a man. I do push-ups.
Wait, say that again. Say it again.
Push-ups.
He got a little bit of mustache.
A little bit. I'm not gonna flex. I'm not gonna flex because I know where I'm at. I know where I'm at. I'm not gonna flex too hard and see, But I got.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
I got a question from somebody. I want to ask you guys. Like, how would you explain to somebody that never heard of a podcast? Like, how would you explain what a podcast is to them?
It's a radio show.
Conversation.
A radio show.
Yeah.
I feel dumb. Never mind. Because I couldn't figure out an answer from my aunt that was asking. I was like, it's kind of like radio, but it's not like, but it's live. But like, I was talking in circles. It was a whole thing.
It's a radio show that you listen to whenever you want.
Word.
I mean, you can listen to radio. You know what? That's a good ass question.
So y'all heard it here first.
Oh, my fault.
A radio show.
I wanted to know, Etana, it looked like she had like a pretty adventurous week for some reason.
No, I did not. I just work a lot. I have 2 jobs.
Oh shit! Wait, hold on.
My fault.
Okay.
Dang.
All right, big spender.
I didn't know I was in a chat with a money maker like that. Dang.
No. Like
I know I was in a chat with Jeff Bezos.
It's Lincoln jobs. We are not getting to the money over here.
Damn. That's like $2 an hour. That's paid labor, forced labor.
I don't even want it, but yeah. So work, school, life. I'd be tired. But it's my birthday week this week. It's Libra season.
Your birthday's the day before mine.
It is indeed. It's our birthday week.
I know, right? Hey, shout out to your boy. My cash app is cash, whatever the fuck that side is. Glenn Hart.
$?
$. There we go. Because I'm all about the money. Remember that.
You did.
I'll send you $1, Etana. I got you.
Yeah, we'll exchange dollars.
Got you. Currency.
Yo. What is your music choice of the week? What music got y'all through the week? I need to know.
Demon Time by Radio
Oh my
Bass.
fuck! You know I was gonna say it.
Hey, I was gonna say it.
Fuck. It's spooky season. Y'all know, go listen. I wish we could get, can we please get that clip? I just want the clip on the fucking podcast or
We'll
something.
play it. We'll play it on the YouTube.
Demon time after 9, she's a vibe, yeah, demon time, yeah, that ass get to shaking, and her back get to breaking, yeah, demon time, I killed the pussy, but she's alive.
Yeah, tune into YouTube.
Demon time.
Demon
Gotta put you
Time.
on, Etana.
The nigga rap like Count Chocula.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
It's a good ass song because it's funny as shit and it's spooky season. It fits perfectly in the season.
Mm-hmm.
Cause you think about this. Have you ever heard a rap song for Halloween? No.
No.
Think about it. Stay woke, my brother.
You got me there.
I've been listening to DHL by Frank Ocean like a lot.
Come on now.
I
Come
saw
on
you
now.
got the Frank Ocean poster behind you. I saw that.
Where do you see that?
Oh, shit. Wait, how did you see that?
I don't know.
I have a Frank one over there. I mean, I have a Tyler one over there. You know,
Etana's known for good music, y'all. Just know that.
Word.
you should follow me on Apple Music. I have great. Sorry, you
She
know
has-
about my-
She has good playlists, but she won't
know what's
admit that my
crazy?
playlists are like way more superior than hers. She just won't.
You're friend on the internet right now. We're not gonna get into that. So
I just added your what's it called them? You just got knocked the fuck out playlist.
that's a great one. That's my favorite playlist. Sleep.
Look at a picture. Look at the wait. Look at it. Hilarious. But yeah,
I have this playlist. Oh, but
yeah, I was about to say, sir.
the song I've been listening to is "Love and Drugs 2" by Trippie Redd and Kodie Shane. That's a good song.
All right.
I don't
Is that
really.
New project?
Huh? No, it's an older song, 2018.
I don't fuck with Trippie Redd no more like that.
No, listen to the song.
Yeah.
Love and Drugs 2. It's Kodie Shane. I think it's her song, but Trippie Redd is like it's a man. They was vibing in it too. You could tell they was just vibing it. So.
I only used to listen to that when I was sad. I'm not sad no more. So
I get
It's not even. I feel like old Trippie Redd music just hits different for some
it
reason.
does.
Like the A Love Letter to You. Like
Yeah.
I can play that shit.
Topanga is the
straightforward.
best song. Topanga is the best song.
Topanga's pretty good.
Topanga.
It's my
We
shit,
was.
man.
I remember the first time I really heard Topanga for real. I was in Philly.
Where was it? Who played it?
You remember we was in that apartment with them girls.
What you talking about?
We was with Destiny and the other.
Oh, you talking about with the white girls? With the white girls?
Yeah, with the white girls.
No, I'm just gonna say one thing. KC saw it. I ain't see it.
No, I don't want to talk about it. I want to talk about it. Let's just move on.
What happened? What happened? It's story time.
It's story time.
There's no titty started flinging out.
She just pulled her titty out in front of KC, and I was too high to even notice.
Destiny saw it too.
Yeah.
All right. So my music choice of the week is a classic, 20 Feet Tall by Erykah Badu. I was playing that this morning and like it got me in a good mood for the rest of the day. It did. So
Important.
definitely important. Definitely need the Erykah Badu vibes. Definitely need the Jill Scott vibes. Like, but yeah. So we are here with an educated Black woman. Because we need to be educated as Black men on what the fuck is going on. So I really want this episode to be a really good progressive conversation. We've had some not like bullshit episodes, but like we just been dicking around. I want to have something that's gonna really push us because we're growing, and I want to expose a lot of people to a lot of light. So
Real shit.
I'm trying to figure out how to start this. All right, how about this? I'll say this. How do you guys think that we got to this point, like this, of chaotic, warlike divide between Black men and Black women, or do you think it's something that's only made up on social media? You think it's something that you only see more on social media, or do you think it's like as prevalent as is portrayed? I guess we can start.
I want to kick it off. I think it started growing at a certain point in time, but social media has definitely boosted it to a level which is now kind of extreme in my eyes. I seen Sorry actually sent me a video not so long ago, and it was honestly made me very mad. And we can talk about the video later on in the podcast, but I think social media has a big kick into why it's such a divide in it right now, and why
Also,
it's like a war zone. Because social media, like we always say, social media is always putting something into somebody's head subconsciously. And when you get that information downloaded into your brain, you're going to consciously move on it later on, not knowing.
What do you see specifically, though? Like, what are we talking about? Like all the toxic shit that we see on?
Yeah,
So let's talk about it. Let's get into it.
Yeah, I see all the toxic stuff. For instance, demeaning women. You see a lot of that on social media. You hear it a lot in music too. And like I said, I'm putting music in the class of social media for this right now.
That's a good start right there.
Yeah, I was about to say, because if you guys think about it, a lot of music that we grew up with, it was cool. It was the cooler you were, you were more cooler, the more that you disrespected women in rap music. Like a lot of people like Rick Ross, 2 Chainz, even like Future right now, Jay-Z even, like back in the day, like you were a lot more cool if you were just disrespecting people. Like that was like what people looked up to. And if you add that to the fact that hip hop and music is a part of Black culture, like how big it is, like that undertone is like almost always there.
Yeah, if you think about it, most rappers say the B word. All type. The more you say that word, the more hits you make, which don't really make sense in my mind at all. Just hearing that on a constant basis, it gets ingrained in you, like
for sure.
It's kind of
like programming.
And another thing is, it's swaying off, but it's not swaying off. The music industry is really toxic, bro. They play music in 440 hertz. And I was just doing some research on it. 440 hertz is a frequency that's untuned to the natural frequencies of the earth, which is 432. 432 is the natural frequency of all nature and stuff. And I actually started listening to a lot. And XX Tentacion, what's his name? Tentacion.
Extension.
Yeah.
Extension cords?
Extension cord. Yeah, XX extension cords. I was actually watching an interview with him. He was actually talking about that. And I was like, this is interesting that he actually noticed, and some of his songs was actually played in 432. Right. And that's just another thing that goes into it. But that's kind of
Professor Dickhead, I have a question.
Yes.
So you mean to tell me that misogyny is getting programmed into our mind subconsciously?
Yes, I said that in the beginning.
Excellent. I'm glad you know this. But no, on some real shit, that is. Go ahead.
That's just not new though. That's like.
It's not new at all.
Forever, like literally, the creation of America like comes with the formation of like racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, like all those things are like created as like vessels like for capitalism to be successful. Like they're just always finding like new methods to, do that. And I just gotta say though, XXX was an abuser, like a crazy one. He the one that beat up his pregnant girlfriend?
Yeah.
That's
Oh, like the other one, NLE Chopper also did that too. They just be beating up their pregnant girlfriends. Apparently, like he might have raped somebody at that too. Like, bro might have been in tune with the 432, but he was a little bit crazy himself.
I didn't say nothing about his personal life or nothing. I was just talking about that 432.
Right. But even that too, even in his music, I mean, I think I'm biased because I really do love X, and I feel like he was changing towards the end of his life. But even though he was using music at those same hertz, he would be talking about the same exact thing that most rappers were talking about, but even more vulgar and more rugged, and it was more in your face. It wasn't very subtle at all. So I feel like in a way he kind of just finessed the system of the universe by like just saying, oh yeah, I'm using sounds of the universe. I'm like one with them. But at the same time, you're talking about like fucked up who? Like, I don't know.
I was about Sad X.
I had a good ass question, but I just forgot it and it hurt my brain to try to figure it out.
So
it was
wait. So back to wait, what are you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say it was something. It was a question for Etana. Just like, I guess, how do you think that we got to this point? And because I was I figured it out. People glorify this type of fucked up behavior, just like in rappers and shit. So how do you feel? Because there are a lot of people that I've seen. And I'm not speaking for majorities at all. I've seen a lot of women, just like they eat that image up. And is that just like a product of the system, or how can that be explained?
Eat that image up. Could you say more? I'm a little bit confused.
People love the rapper that's calling women the B word, and they take that like they like some. I've seen people like being called that.
Yeah, I mean,
What is that?
So this summer, I've been doing a lot of like reading Black feminist authors, and I think it's Bell Hooks who talks about internalized patriarchy. And that's what I would consider that to be. Like, actually, one day, whenever I get my blog started, I want to write a blog post about like how pick-me culture is actually like internalized patriarchy culture, because it's like women have internalized all of this like patriarchal ideas, misogyny, and like then we try and like reproduce it to like satisfy men for real. Like, we're like, oh, if we behave like this, then we'll get the attention of men. So women who like to be called the B word and stuff like that, I would associate that with just internalizing sexist behaviors, like it's like anti-Blackness, but like for women. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That makes a lot of sense. Oh my God. So basically, like you said earlier, all this like pretty much started in kind of like a waterfall effect. Do you see any like breaking in that waterfall, us like changing as a people, or is it continue to get worse and worse?
Yeah, I mean, I wonder about this a lot. Like, I wonder, like, because humans, like, just because, we're flawed, we don't know how to do anything right for real. Like, if we could ever achieve a society without all these isms in it. But I feel like we can. One, because if I don't feel like that, what is the point of anything that we do? Like, if we don't see an end to it, what is the point of even trying for real?
Word.
But I feel like, people are trying, we see like Black men. I know like this is a question you might talk about later on, like Black men starting to say things like protect Black women, or like, there's always been exceptions to the rule, but it is disturbing. It's very disturbing, like how much has been normalized and how much like everybody is just like going in on wanting to be sexist. So I have hope, but I do get discouraged sometimes.
I'm gonna go back to what you said about what this country's foundations are and how it affected Black people as a whole. And I feel like a lot of times in slavery, that's where that seed was planted for this divide that I see personally between Black men and Black women. Like, they would literally split up families from day one. They would slave owners would rape Black men in front of their wives and children. They would take away these families. They would separate them. Even after slavery, women could not get they couldn't get money without a male being inside of the household. That was literally a rule. A male could not live in the household. So they're literally breaking up these families. And in the prison pipeline system, like, it's this divide we don't have a lot of emotional maturity as a Black people. I don't think we have a lot of sense of community, like a healthy community in Black people. So that made a lot of sense. And I guess my question is, are there any things that you guys feel like in your childhood when you were a kid, like you think there were any seeds that are planted in you from the beginning that kind of gave you this
To reinforce
perception or reinforcement of like a man is supposed to do this, or a man doesn't do this for a Black woman, or a woman should do this?
Well, I think
like a form of domestication in a way.
Kind of.
Essentially, yeah.
I guess I was raised by all women. Like, there ain't that many men in my family. So I was kind of toward the opposite of that. Just there isn't like that expectation for a man or woman to do like the specific thing, like for example, a woman to clean the house, cooking dishes, all that. Yes, it was like for my grandmother's generation, that was the expectation, but now like those roles kind of change. So like it was never the expectation that the woman is supposed to be this way, that way, stuff like that. But it's kind of crazy though. You still kind of see that presented in how they talk, even though that wasn't the case. They still had that programming. It's weird.
But at the same time, I feel like they do that to keep us in the system. They want the system put in play, and ever since, even probably before slavery, these people are already going around taking over and putting their system in play how they want it. And I think it's honestly really hard for us to break through it, because if we break through, what's on the other side when we do completely? You know what I mean?
Better.
You see what I'm saying?
I get what you're
Yeah,
saying.
it's definitely a generational thing because trauma does pass down generationally. All this pain, and we don't understand necessarily what to do. We don't even have the tools. The fact that like not even on like some woke shit, but the fact that there's millions of Black people that don't even understand how this system is affecting them and how they're being played essentially is like that's a problem. Do you guys think that we could be the generation or even the generation after us? Because I feel like it'll definitely take some time to like mend this relationship. And when I say relationship, I don't even mean just between Black women and Black men. I'm talking about just Black people as a whole.
Okay.
More conversations like this. We need more conversations like this. Conversations lead to more action.
But you know, at the same time, not to discredit your what you just said, but many times people try to have this conversation. It's been like 400, 500 years. So at what point will the conversation be enough? And like, so like, I feel like it takes something that we haven't seen yet.
I think with this generation, we need to have conversations like this in person instead, because we live in a social media world. That's what I'm saying. You're getting so much information drawn into you. And I feel like the conversations right now are really crucial, because if we don't have conversations, people are going to take action, but go to social media and all that. And it's going to get misconstrued and contorted to the right way it's really supposed to do. So I really think these conversations that we're having right now, I understand we've been having conversations for 400 some years. I think right now is really crucial, because if we don't have them now, then the action that's going to take place is not going to be what the conversation, how we're having, how we believe it to happen, however we believe it to happen. I don't know. That's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with you for real. Like, I'm a big believer in like conversation and discussing things with people, like, because that's the first step. Like, if we don't talk to each other, then how are we going to be on the same page? You know, like if we're not coordinating efforts, if we're not understanding different perspectives and like learning from each other, then we can't really do anything, you know, like, but I also agree with you, Glenn, like we can't just have conversations, but conversations are always like the start of something else for real. Like, you have a conversation and then like you say, oh, I can go and do this because I now have this information and I have people to like rely on and talk to about it and like work through stuff with. So like, I don't know, to be honest, if our generation, going back to what you said, sorry, like, or the next generation can mend this, because it's been like a process, like a psychological, you know, breakdown for 400 years. And I don't think that should be our goal. Like, I think our goal should be like slowly moving away from that, you know, like if things can be a little bit better for the next group, then I feel good with like myself, you know, and that big change it's not realistic.
I agree.
So let me ask you this, Etana. This is for Etana, because I feel like a lot of times both sides won't listen to each other. I feel like a lot of times women will speak and men will not listen. They'll take it and they'll twist it to whatever kind of fits their perspective in this kind of good guy syndrome thing that a lot of people have. And I also feel it works the same way on the other side. But let me ask you, Etana, what do you think what do you want to see from Black men? Like, what do you want to see Black men doing better to help Black women? Like, what can we do? And we're just gonna shut up and just let you talk.
Okay. So I have a few thoughts. I say this a lot. I think one, the idea of like Black men helping Black women, or like just like the ally idea is one like I hate. I hate the idea of an ally. Like, it's a thing that like really bothers me. And I learned it a while ago. I can't even remember from who at this point, but it's like the idea that you're an ally means that it's not also your issue, So it's like you're helping people because they need help, not because you also need to change. So it's like when you see it, even as if like Black men need to help Black women, you don't understand how like how you're being hurt in the process. Like, how does masculinity hurt Black men? How is this whole concept of patriarchy also hurting yourself? Because I think when we think about it, like, this is a problem for me, then you're much more invested. Like, the way that women are invested in a feminist struggle is much more serious because we understand like that feminism is for women. But if Black men, or if men in general, can understand that feminism is also for men, then they'd be much more vested in this struggle. So I think the first step really is about doing some soul searching and like, what does it mean for me to be a Black man and to have been impacted by all these systems that have patriarchy involved with them? Racism is about domination, which is also about men. Like, all of these things are about men's power over women, like, as well as it being about race, for real. So I think really it's about looking at yourselves and saying, how has this hurt me? So that we can work together to undo both of our oppression, not just yours, I guess. So I don't have like concrete steps. And first, men having conversations with each other about, why isn't that I can't, hug my friends, a lot of men, or I can't have emotional conversations with my male friends, or I can't express any type of emotion, or just a bunch of stuff. Or like even, men being called simps for, wanting to love their women and, be outwardly expressive of their, affection, I think is another thing. Like, even that idea, like, it's crazy, like, it's funny, or the hot dog thing, man. The fact that y'all cannot eat hot dogs in public without—
That shit is ridiculous.
It's funny, like, it's funny, but it's like, what's really wrong with y'all that y'all can't even eat food without it being—
Can I just say, you're basically talking about fragile masculinity.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of men's masculinity is like so shallow and so fucking, it can snap like that because I guess it's a fear of being labeled something that they might be. Well, it's a fear of being seen as weak, I guess.
Yeah,
and that's the crazy thing about it. When you're secure of yourself, that's when you feel the strongest.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't understand it because they never really felt for themselves, really.
So I guess, Etana, how would you say from a woman's perspective do you tear down those like that fragile masculinity, and plus that toxicity as well?
Okay, I have a question actually to you all. So a while ago, my book club, in combination with the Deconstructing Male Fragility podcast, put out a thing about like Black men and patriarchy. And we got like some real criticism because we didn't name toxic masculinity in our post. We just named masculinity. So do y'all feel like there is a positive masculinity? And I ask this question because it's like, where do our ideas about men and women come from? Like, all of them come from white people, for real. Like, the idea of men being strong and being protectors is not, to me at least, the way that it's being construed now is not really an African idea in the same way. Like, it's very white, and it automatically creates like a subservient relationship between men and women. So do you think that there even is a positive masculinity in like a white capitalist American context?
I would definitely say yes. I would definitely say yes. The first thing that comes to my mind, where you see positive masculinity is in a gym. You see positive masculinity in like sporting events, especially like the most violent sports like MMA. They're the most like they'll beat the shit out of each other and then they'll just hug each other, bloody nose, like broken ribs, like they'll really love each other. But like I feel like there's something about like like just violence and just like a push or a pull or something like that. That kind of brings men together in this weird way. You guys know what I mean?
I understand.
There's a lot of just like we see
Some-
like you're getting better, like your body's getting stronger. You're also getting mentally better. Like,
But I mean, Etana, I never thought about this. I never thought that the masculinity, there shouldn't be a such thing as masculinity, I guess.
My fault. Go ahead.
Because if you just reverse the roles, a woman can be the same things that a man is, and that's something that I never actually. People, damn, I'm stumped. I'm stumped.
I look at it when she said that, I literally thought about the European education system that we're all learning from. I literally thought about when I was young, I would always think like, who made up the etiquette rules? Like, who made up these rules? Like, why do we have to sip tea with our pinkies up? Like, who thought of that? And I just think to myself, like, everything was really constructed from the Europeans, and ever since then we made them our own. And that's what I was saying earlier. What do we do when we break away from that? Where do we go? And that's why I said these conversations are vital right now, because the conversations we're having now will show us the path to who we really are, what we really do. Once we break away from the system that constantly driving into our heads. With like I said, the European school system is one of the biggest things that really bother me all the time. And I just feel like it's just throwing us right into the system, right into the pot, and they're just laughing and capitalizing off of it. Always taking from our culture, capitalizing off of it, and off of their system. Like, it's literally their system. And it's just, I don't know, it's just really surprising me. It all works back to masculinity too. If you look at masculinity in the same aspect and kind of the way I just said, everything else.
Now,
And like think about it, like, where did it like?
Now, do you think this? Do y'all think that, I guess, masculinity is something that's primal?
That's what I was trying to get at before. I feel like if anything, it's very animalistic, physical.
That makes sense too.
I think that it's something that's primal that was then like taken by the Europeans to, I guess, further. I don't know.
But have they?
Go ahead.
But are they the primal ones?
Yes, of course, but
that's
so
what makes us primal. Why do we have to be primal?
Well, I'm not talking about like black men. I'm just talking about men in general.
Oh, just men? Okay.
And masculinity. I'm talking about masculinity. It's I guess I was saying it was coming from a primal force, and then from that point, it was turned into the masculinity that we see today.
I agree. Well, yeah, if you think about it, if you look throughout history and stuff, you'll see that a lot of nomadic cultures, the men will go out and hunt. Well, there's a lot of women that went out and hunt too, but you will see like in history books,
it's shown in public.
Men will go out and hunt, and the women would stay back, cut up the deer or whatever, take care of the kids. The men will go probably pick some wild berries, bring them back. She'll make the wine. You that's what you see. But like I said, you got to sift through it all.
It's a social construct.
Mm-hmm.
And so you get stuff like that.
Yeah.
The society, like the different cultures, they define what masculinity is. But the people that's been deciding that were white for the longest.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really hesitant to try and define masculinity as being primal. Like, it just disturbs me a little bit because it kind of goes into like biological determinism, which like I'm just starting to study, so I can't even really get into it. But like just even the idea, like the binary of like men and women, like that men are like this and women are like this, and that's just how it is, you know, is disturbing, which is why I'm just saying, like, even though that we think about gender comes from Europeans, like we don't understand two-spirited people for real. Like we don't understand like traditional African religions where people were like, you know, deities had both male and female characteristics. Like even the way that we think about it is all European. So I'm just really hesitant right now to like, I guess, try and like really say masculinity is this way, because I know that like the way that I'm thinking comes from white people, you know?
Damn, they got me. I never thought about it that way. They got me. The white people in my head again, bro.
I was literally
how I was thinking. Because when you were before you explained all that, I was literally thinking like, nah, but I don't know, like when a boy is born and a girl is born, like they have different physical attributes and like, but no, you just raised that way. Like women are given dolls and stuff to play with. Men are given like Legos and shit like to build and like and toy soldiers like, and like even it goes into like when they're growing up playing sports and everything, and girls doing more like, I don't know, like dance and stuff. It just kind of creates this divide from your birth, like from your fucking like.
Humans are the only creatures that domesticate themselves.
That is true. Shout out to the Four Agreements.
Yeah, I'm telling you, because like as Etana was saying that, I was just starting a book. It's a book called Shamanism, and I was just curious, and she literally explained like the first couple pages of the book, literally, and just it's kind of wild. I was like, wow, she's right. And I instantly thought of the Ankh. For some reason, I thought of the Ankh when she said the deities had male and female. When you look at an Ankh, just if you understand what an Ankh is, the male and female, and it's literally showing right. Hella people got that tatted on them. I guarantee you, half of them don't know what it really means. But
it's life.
It's life.
It's two sides of the same coin put into one.
That's life.
That's life.
And I honestly don't understand why we have such a separation when we need both parties to create life.
Mm-hmm.
You can't make life with one party.
Unless you're not in the cup.
Like a star, when a star explodes with two different parts coming together. You can't have a star exploding. I mean, it can, but yeah, I'm not.
There's a lot of things that can make a star explode, but we're not talking about that.
I can make a star explode if you know what I mean.
Wait, take it all that back. Take the star exploding back.
No, it's in there. It's in there.
Take it back. No.
It's in the episode now. It's out there.
Yeah, it's already out there.
But
you're the star guy now. You're the star guy now.
Damn
I just wanted to go back real quick. Just back to like that black male versus black female. And is that always quoted Malcolm X quote? The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. And are black men, do we benefit from that? Are we benefiting from how we put down women?
I have a quote.
Most definitely.
To go with that. It was a quote by somebody. I saw it somewhere, but the quote said, I think it was Bob Marley, but he said, if you want to truly fuck. Okay, I gotta look it up.
Okay, wait. Right thing is, so I don't lose a thought. What Glenn said, I completely agree with that. It feeds our ego to put down black women. It's something like, it's like, oh, I own this is something that I own. This is something that I can control, something that will do for me, and I don't necessarily have to do for them, or I just have to provide the minimum, or it's something that's. It's something. I think it really is something that just boosts our ego. I think that's what it boils down to. Without like, I feel like I'll be talking in circles. So
the ego, you say.
A lot of people be like, if nobody got me, a black woman got me, and we all come from black women,
right?
But when it's actually time to show out for black women, it's a whole different story. But I really was just thinking about that quote. It's always a good quote.
That kind of ties into what I wanted to go into next.
Do I have the crown for the segue?
Hang on, I found it.
He just took the crown from you.
No, he didn't. I found the quote.
No, he already took the crown. He already took the crown.
I found the quote. The biggest coward of a man is to awaken a lovable woman without the intention of loving her. I love that quote by Bob Marley. I'm sorry. That's all.
Same, but different.
Damn it.
Good idea.
Anyway.
That's my perfect segue.
Now let's continue back to Glenn's beautiful segue that he just provided for us. No, for real. So there's a question. Do you guys think that black men are only saying protect black women because it's a trend? Do you guys think it's, you know how we live in a world where people tend to subscribe to groupthink? People tend to, it's a popularity contest basically. People want to do whatever's cool. They want to do whatever is hip, whatever. They want to be on the right side of history type of thing without necessarily thinking for themselves. Do you guys think that that black men are just only saying this so they can be a part of that side? And do you think that could harm the way that we're moving forward in the future, or do you think it'll only do good even if they're flaking?
I think it's gonna harm it because when it actually comes down to it, like, are they really saying are they really protecting them?
Mhm.
Are they really protecting them?
Right, because people, a lot of times when we see a black man protecting a black woman on at least the internet, like on Twitter or something, they'll say, that's my sister, that's my sister, that's my aunt, that's my baby mom. But what about the people that's recording these black women being hurt and abused and beaten and taken advantage of, and they don't know them from a grain of salt? Like, why aren't you protecting that person too?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you just standing there recording?
That actually brings in to that video you showed us, Asara.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, explain the video, bro.
Yeah, talk about
This is the first thing I saw when I woke up today. I was like, really? So I woke up today and I go on Twitter because I was looking for some reason to be mad for some reason. So, you know, go to Twitter. And I got what I wanted. I manifested it. So there's a video of this lady at a gas station, and there's about like 7 or 6 guys like just hounding her. I don't even know what the fuck they're saying, but I can tell in her body language, she's just like, okay, like she's smiling, but she's like, all right, get the fuck away from me. And there's this guy recording her, and the guys just hounding her, asking these questions. I guess they're all trying to hit her on at once and everything. I didn't really finish the video, but it was just like,
it was insane, bro. And the crazy part about it, they just kept on
kept
I pimp bitches and hoes and these
yeah.
I'm like, bro, y'all are tripping. That's not cool at all.
Asar said something that really stuck with me just now. He said she was just smiling like, okay, go on. And like that kind of like fucked up masculinity part, I guess, or like that toxic shit was like, to me, seeing her smile for a split second, you think, oh, maybe she like this, but then in reality, she's probably fucking scared for her life because it was a. Oh, go ahead.
No, you can go ahead, but I was just gonna say you can just see in her body language that she was very uncomfortable.
I don't know if y'all remember when that it was a woman that got thrown in a trash can.
Yeah, I remember that.
And he was making it a fucking joke. That's the same type of shit. Because that woman was scared for her fucking life. You don't know what the fuck a group of men gonna do. And I just think that people don't think about that.
A smile doesn't always mean you're happy.
Yeah.
You know how much pain is behind a lot of smiles, and that's what you was talking about, the masculinity and stuff. And people just don't understand. That's why I'm gonna keep drawing it back. We need these conversations in order to move forward.
And then think about it too. All them niggas that was in that video come from a black woman.
Yeah,
every last one of them. So what if the tables were turned and that was your mother, for example?
Yeah,
and that's when people always get up and on.
But that's the thing. It doesn't have to be a mother. It's all that matters is that it's a black woman and she's very uncomfortable by her own people.
But
that's
why do people look at them as some type of cattle or something? I will hear that in person too. Like, they don't look at women as like humans. They look at them like as objects. They over sexualize them. And I understand, like, I don't understand, but like I see how the media and stuff over sexualize women and stuff. But like like you said, we come from a woman, so why do we treat them as such? I don't know.
Real though. Let's be real, because I feel like we all contribute more to that than you think. I feel like we do that too a lot of times. Like, even just like in a group chat, like, even though that's technically behind closed doors. Yeah. Okay, you know what? Boom. So this is all right. So we got way too derailed. I didn't want to like go back, but this is like going right into it. So this is what I'm gonna say. So as how I asked Etana the question, what do you want to see from black men? So I'm gonna ask you two and also myself, how do you think black men can hold themselves accountable?
I think the biggest thing, shit, like people like us, we can joke about the shit, but when it the time comes for like to stand up, and like when shit gets serious, we understand that. But like that joking part kind of negates that. Like if you can really, if you see the problem, why joke about it? You
It's
know,
like a satire almost in a way.
so I guess just changing like how we talk, how we treat people, because at the same time we can't say that we don't believe in these things if the things that we do still kind of,
Mm-hmm.
and that goes for all men, not just us. It goes for everybody.
I think that's the thing.
Accountability. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I know I'm toxic and I've done some fucked up things.
Yes.
So,
I'm not saying yes. I'm just saying I have too.
Oh,
A lot of people have.
yeah. I mean,
Like,
you're
for example,
human. You're gonna do some messed up stuff.
yeah, and it's not like I'm beating myself down or anything, but it's just an observation purely. Like, so like even when I had like problems with my relationship, like I was just doing some basically fucked up shit. All the guys, all the men that knew about what I was doing in my relationship, they wouldn't say anything or they would just laugh about it. But the moment that a black woman knew about it, I think she did what she was supposed to do. Like, and there's no shade to anybody else, but like she like checked me like a real friend's supposed to do. Like nigga, what the fuck are you doing? Like is this how you want to be seen? Is this what you want to be out here doing? Like, and I feel like I'm very grateful for the person who did that, because I feel like without that, I would really be out here like a fuck nigga or something. Like it really, I had to really, her checking me really made me realize I had to check myself and realize, what am I doing that's a problem? Like I can't be out here on Twitter and Instagram talking about protect black women, we need to protect our black women, blase, blase, and I'm doing the same thing on a personal level. Was I getting too deep?
No.
No.
No. I was gonna say you can't be dogging
But
women.
the point I'm trying to make is, I feel like, yeah, we can sit up here and say like, okay, this is what black men need to do, but we have to also acknowledge. I think a part of helping is acknowledging that you can also be a part of the problem, because the statistics show that most black men are contributing to this problem.
Self-realization is a big thing.
Right.
That ego. I'm telling you,
God
destroy
damn.
the ego, folks. This
It all goes back
all
to
of
the
this
ego.
is the ego.
It's all the ego, huh?
We live in one big world of clouded ego over us, and once we slay that dragon of a beast and send it back to the pits of hell, we'll all live back in harmony with Mother
Dude, that
Earth.
sounds like Lord of the Rings. Hold on.
How do we get here?
Right. Anyway, just fuck. Now you got me thinking about Middle Earth. Fuck.
Mordor.
Nah, but this is a question for you. I know like what was it? A few months ago, during the summer, what was her name? Toyin, I believe. When that whole situation, just give me like a little insight on like how you felt about that, because that really talks about this.
Yeah, I honestly, like, her name like makes me almost want to cry. Like, I remember when I found that out, like, and pretty much all of my friends, like, we were in our rooms like crying. Like, I had a full-on breakdown about that. Was so sad. Like, that story was deeply disturbing for her to be the same age as us, for her to have been doing similar things that we were doing, and to have been at a Black Lives Matter protest, and to have been kidnapped by a Black man who said that under the guise of protecting Black women and trying to say, oh, I'll give you somewhere to stay, I'll give you a ride to where you need to go, and kidnapping her and doing unspeakable things to her and then murdering her. You know, it was, and then also seeing the response from everybody else was really disturbing as well, to see like Black men on the timeline, like virtually unaffected. Like, back when I was still on Twitter, like my entire timeline of Black women was, nobody was talking about anything but that. And then like Black men are over here like with memes and joking, like, because they don't even understand how that impacted us, and they couldn't understand why that was so problematic, you know. And so like that was a moment for me where it was just like, wow, like nobody has us but us for real. And it was really disturbing, you know, because like we had book club that I think maybe like right before we found out that like she had been killed, you know, like we were talking about her being missing in book club, and the book club is all Black women and Black femmes, you know. And so to then hear that she was dead was like a blow for all of us. It was extremely sad.
Yeah, just seeing that everywhere, it's really devastating to see that somebody was out here in the streets marching for Black men, only to be killed by a Black man. It's fucking ridiculous.
Sick.
So just like shit like that, when we talk about Black holding, just uplifting Black women, shit like that just really derails the whole thing.
Do you ever find yourself lost at night? Going to bed feeling like there's something missing in your life? Like there's this everlasting presence of a bottomless emptiness in your soul that you just can't seem to fill? Going to bed thinking out loud to yourself, why can't I just be happy? What is it in my life that I need to change to be happy like the people I see in the sitcoms? But you brush it over because it's late at night. You got stuff to do. You roll over in bed to turn off the light to go to sleep. But as you're rolling over, you give your girlfriend the perfect view of your peasy ass head. Not a wave nor ocean in sight. In the head or the bed, if you know what I mean. Now she's telling you to go out and take the trash at 2 a.m. because you forgot again. And as you're taking out the trash, you look up at the night sky and you sit there and you wonder. You wonder, is there another world out there for me? Is there somewhere else I belong? Is this it? Is this life? And how can I get waves in my head? Now, while I can't help you with your ongoing existential crisis or metaphysical wonders, I can help you with your hair problem. Just visit Bun Bonnets, a place to get all of your bonnets for the ladies and do-rags for the fellas. Bun Bonnets is a Black-owned hair care business that supplies the finest of edge wraps, bonnets, and do-rags. BunBonnets were not only created to stay on at night, keep your hair healthy with a satin interior, and give you enough room for all of your hair, but to keep you with some fashionable, sleek headwear. Now you can turn off those lights at night and your girlfriend will be seeing a sexy ass Silky, and the trash will have to wait till the morning. Thank you, BunBonnets, for sponsoring this episode.
You know what I think about often? What fragment of the timeline are we in?
What do you mean?
Like, so think about it. Think like, say, just put your mind in this perspective. We're in the late or 2020s. If you look at the timeline, you go back 1990s. You seen how the 90s were. You seen how the 80s were. You seen how the 70s were. What part of the timeline are we in? Like, or is all that time compressed together as one?
I think it's all compressed to one. I think we're in our adolescence years of humans. I think we're like very like moody and just like, hell, we got freedom. We can do what the fuck we want. Like we know what we've been the space, man. Like, and there's so much more out there. Like I feel like we haven't really matured as a human species.
But when do you think our timeline was changed? Is it when the world kind of evolved? Because you know, I feel like
because I've thought about this before. So probably around like the printing press.
Okay. I was
around that time where like media could start getting mass produced and the world started getting quote unquote smaller. That's when we got into that type of age.
I feel like we are small minded.
So y'all think that just like a revolution like that would change social issues, like in gender roles?
I don't know what could change. I honestly don't know what will break out of this.
Yeah, I don't know either.
As time go on,
I think it might be a very slow, gradual kind of process.
I feel like about time we're like 80 something, you want to start seeing a change. But right now, like Asar said, I think we're just like those grumpy people. Just I'm afraid we let it all know. I got a beer in my hand, you know. Like I just feel like we're that right now. But I feel like it's a lot of people that's reconnecting back, like out of that. And when people do that, they get looked down upon too.
Awareness. Once you become aware of an issue.
Once you become aware of pretty much almost anything, you get looked down upon. Oh, you're a weirdo. You're a freak. Mm-hmm. I'm like, but you're breaking away from it.
Who's calling you a freak, Casey?
Right.
That sounded so personal.
Who hurt you, sis?
I've been called a weirdo all my life.
Jesus.
Freak all my life. I look at the world differently.
I have definitely experienced that though. Like when I try to just bring in my enlightenment to other people and they're not in that type of mindset, like they'll kind of take it negatively, especially when I don't like to engage in like just negative, like just arguments or anything. I don't do that much anymore. So I'll start to get attacked for that very reason as well. Like, and I'll try to explain to them like I don't want anything but just peace for you. And like, they don't make them mad. They don't literally make them mad. I'm just like, I don't know what to tell you. So I just gotta remove myself from the situation.
That's why I like you guys. That's why I like all of you. That's the thing. I can say whatever's on my mind.
I don't like you, nigga.
Yeah, who said we like you? We're just on a show together.
Etana likes me.
No, she don't.
Yeah, see, Etana will sit down and have a conversation with me. She'll probably call me weird a couple times, but she'll still listen. She won't push me off.
I mean, I'm weird myself. I mean, I have a question for y'all though. Like,
Yeah,
I think it was Asar who brought up like y'all's group chat, you know, and just like how like men talk to each other like when women aren't around. Like I remember being in one of my friends' dorms and like, you know, I used to hang out with like the guys on campus like all the time, you know, and like so I was in there and I was the only girl there and like I'm sitting in the corner on my phone and like my friend called somebody a bitch or whatever and he's like, oh, excuse me, I forgot you were here, you know, like because I'd never heard him say bitch before that moment. And so like, you know, when men are by themselves, like behind closed doors, and there's so much sexist talk going on, like, are you complicit in that? You know, will you continue to be complicit in that? Like, how do you address those moments where your friend is like off the wall, like disrespecting women? Like, and how do you not feel, I guess, like Casey, you were saying like ostracized or like, now you're the weirdo because you're saying, bro, let's respect women. Like, how do you deal with those tense kind of encounters?
I just want to say, I guess a lot of us are complicit, just in that whole conversation, and we gotta. I at times try to fix like that. I guess what is it? Not that image, but just like try to fix, like change. First, it's changing that vocabulary, like those, like the meaning, the B word, this or that. There's always that. That's something that just like that's the first thing that should change. Second is just the objectification of women, I guess.
That is major.
That's the biggest thing that I think. I agree.
That is so major.
You see somebody and you don't actually see them for who they really are. You know, you're just looking at the body. You ain't looking at the mind or anything else. You're not respecting women if you think every woman you see is.
That's what I'm saying. Like this conversation, at least for me, like it's making me realize like I got a lot of shit to work on.
That's the thing about porn. When you watch too much porn and stuff, you just look at women as like
objects,
sexual beings, and that's the thing. I was reading a thing about semen retention and stuff, and the more you hold out from that, the less you see women as that, and you put off pheromones, and more women actually be attracted to you.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. Fuck. That just threw me off.
I'm not gonna get into it because I feel like when I say my part about that, y'all's gonna get mad at me again.
Say it, bro. Say it.
I'm not saying it.
No, say it. Say it
for the love of God.
No. Is it about semen retention?
Yes.
Don't say it. I don't want to hear it. I don't
because y'all don't. All right, bet.
Don't say it, bro. Say it. I want the listeners to hear this.
No.
People that can relate with you, bro. Maybe.
I guarantee you, there's probably like only 2 people.
I've never heard this. I'm curious.
So I guess there's levels to it.
It is
uncomfortable.
Levels to semen. Bro, I am so immature,
bruh.
All right, so
say it.
Bro, you stop laughing, bro. Y'all got me.
I'm not laughing, bro.
You're laughing right now. You can't laugh and say you're not laughing while you're laughing.
What research, bro?
So there's levels to the semen retention. So you know you got the first level when you're just purely, I guess, abstinent to even masturbation. You know, you're just like chilling. You're not even thinking about you're you're transferring that sexual energy into something positive, man. It's great. Like, you're just like putting it towards a goal, a business. And, you know, like KC said, like, that just puts off like these pheromones to have women come to you, whatever. So there's a second level to it where you actually do masturbate, but you don't, like, you suck it back up. And it's this is something I practice daily, and it energizes you. You know, like when you know. This is a very healthy practice. Why are you laughing? Why? This is supposed to be this is a professional show.
Talk your shit. Talk your shit.
So it takes a lot of willpower and body control to be able to do that. And once you do, you know, like, you know, when you nut, usually it's like, oh, I'm fucking tired, I'm about to go to sleep or something like that.
Post-nut clarity.
I'll be energized because those are vitamins and it's energy. Like you're not wasting it. It's being recycled in your
Vitamin
body.
C for cum.
I hate you. Anyway, it's a very healthy practice, and it does the same thing, but it also has health benefits as well as mental benefits as the first level to it.
So is that one way to change like the narrative that men are painting to hold in your nut? I'm just asking the question. We being honest on this podcast.
So this just came to my mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys believe in post-nut clarity?
Yes, it's a real thing. No, that's a real thing.
I know people that say it's not a real thing, and I get so upset when they say that.
First of all, sex is such a sacred thing. You literally intertwine each other's DNA when you have sex. You have like literally a DNA contract with every single person you have sex with. And post-nut clarity, when you nut, you gonna know exactly what you did. You knew you was a little horny bastard before you did it. You couldn't hold it in.
Bro, there's been some times where I was when you texting a girl or something, and then you just like you try and get them to come over or whatever, and then you just end up being, I'm about to nut. I can't. And then as soon as you do, they're just like, all right, I'm about to come. Like, don't even worry about it, sweetheart.
This is a part of the problem. This is a part of
it is.
But if you think about it, that's kind of a good thing. Like, you're not wasting nobody's time. I can go to sleep. You can go to sleep.
But you was texting her because you was horny.
Exactly.
You looking at her as like a sexual object.
So we gotta change this shit.
I never said I was perfect, okay?
But no, that shit. I mean, I guess shit like this illustrates the fact that
I'm gonna be transparent on this goddamn podcast.
We gotta delete porn. Porn gotta get off the internet.
First of all, I'm not getting rid of that because my Twitter bookmarks are just too juicy.
But back to Etana's question.
Yes, back. Let's get away from this.
You gotta check your personal behavior and like the shit that happened in the group chats. You gotta change that. It's fucking it. I don't know. Go ahead.
It definitely starts with us. It definitely starts with black men on our side. Like I said, black men being able to check themselves, black men being able to just express their emotions more. Shit like that. Be more vulnerable around other black men. Be more vulnerable around yourself, you know? And the more you do that, the more it'll show on the outside and towards your community and towards your loved ones. So if you're a black man or any person, start with yourself. Start with the people closest to you, and you will see a change.
And then go tell a black woman you love her.
Check up on a black woman today. If you're listening to this right now, go check up on a black woman. Just text her and be like, hey, how you doing? How's life? They tell you blah, blah, blah. All right, cool. I'm just checking it on you. Send a little heart. You know, it might make their day. You never know. You never know if somebody's going through something.
Send me a heart.
Not to be a nerd, but also read some black feminist texts.
Yo, recommend some.
Okay.
Bell hooks.
Please
recommend some.
Okay. Well, our book club drops texts every month, but I could do some ones that we've read. Sister Outsider by Audre Lord, great one. Ain't I a Woman by Bell Hooks. You know, we love Bell Hooks around this way. Let me see what else I would recommend. I don't know the name of it off the top of my head, but it's over there on my board. Black Macho and the Myth of the Black Superwoman by Michele Walace. But all like just looking for like Black feminist texts and reading Black women is also great because, you know, I think working on yourself is important, but also understanding like Black feminist thought is really helpful because they break down, you know, the myth of emasculation among Black men because they say it's not a real thing. And they give like a lot of textual historical evidence for that. Bell Hooks does it a lot. Oh, also Angela Davis, Women, Race, and Class also brings in like some communism and sprinkles that into it. But those are the ones I would recommend off the top of my head.
Word. We're gonna put those in the description for y'all to check out and everything.
Y'all really understand how important reading is?
Reading
Let's
is
talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Like, you don't understand how much knowledge is in a book. The whole Alexandria library was burned down. Imagine how much knowledge was in there. Like, people are literally writing down what they learned and just sharing it to the world. Everybody go pick up a book. Honestly, if you don't,
read a book, nigga.
You know what? Wait, what? What did Glenn say?
What?
No, because Glenn disappeared and all I heard was Batman.
Wait, no, listen. Have you ever heard the song Read a Book?
Read a motherfucking book. Read a book. Read a book. Read a motherfucking book. Read a book. Read a book. Read a motherfucking book. READABOOK. READABOOK.
read a motherfucking book.
It's true. Read a book.
No, you know what I love about books so much? It's the best form of media because, you know, you watch a video or something and, you know, how long does it take to make a video? It takes about maybe a couple hours and maybe a day, a week at most, you know, and you got a nice piece of information. You might have learned something, but a lot of that stuff you're not going to remember. And I feel like the reason is because when somebody crafts a book, it's years and years of experience, it's time and rewrites. Like, how many people are writing videos tens and hundreds of times? That's not happening. The books are like perfectly crafted vessels of information, and when you read it, like, you feel the difference. Like, this is something that not just one person, but a lot of times a team of people really worked on, like, and looked over and made sure it was the best thing. You got references to books that they got their information from. Like, it's amazing. I agree. Read a goddamn book.
Books are amazing. I love reading.
Nigga.
Speaking of that, Glenn, what's up with our All About Love talk that was supposed to happen?
Just, you know, I'm thinking we're gonna have this conversation offline. I got you.
All right.
Cause yeah, that was my book of the summer. I never got the chance to finish, but
everybody shout out the last book they read.
Wait, no, I actually got you. I got you. Hold on. It's
Tiny Beautiful Things. The thing with Dear Sugar. I forgot. It's like it was written by Cheryl or something.
The last book I read was it is called What We Lose by Zinzi Clemens. It's pretty good. Pretty fucking good.
Mine is Sula by Toni Morrison.
I have that book. Is that the one? No. Wait, yeah, that is the one with the pigeon man or something, right? The dude jumped off the hospital in the beginning. Or is that a different Toni? That's a different Toni Morrison book.
Bro, why did I imagine just some weirdo, bro, dressed up like a pigeon on top of a hospital?
They called him Birdman or something. I have it. Hold on, let me look. Somebody else did a book.
The last book I read was Dark Psychology by R.J. Anderson.
See, this is why y'all don't know KC, bro. KC is a master manipulator.
No, I'm not. No,
read the subtitle of that book.
I'm not reading anything. No.
Read the subtitle of that book, bro.
It's a good book. It's a good 3 books.
Anyway, the Dear Sugar, I love that book so much. I'm only on the second, I guess, story or whatever. Well, I just finished the second one, so I'm on the third one. But it's an advice column that somebody had called, her name's Dear Sugar, and people would have these crazy stories, and they would ask for advice. Like, this one was about a miscarriage and everything, and like the way that she just tied in her like teaching these like these little girls and everything. Like, the stories are just amazing. Like, you'll probably cry a couple times because I already cried on the first story. Like, the first one was just about this guy not understanding what love is. Like, he's been divorced a couple times and he didn't know how to say I love you to his like third wife or something like that. And then the way that she tied in love with her mom, like that was the last word that her mom ever said to her was just love, because she couldn't say any of the words. Like, it puts a lot of things into perspectives because I don't know. I just like reading people's perspectives on life and everything. But she gives really good advice to people with really dark problems. I would 100% recommend it, and I'm only on the third story.
That sounds beautiful. So
it is beautiful.
But I found a book. It's called Song of Solomon by Toni Morrison. Check that one out. You said what is on your list?
Yeah.
And then check out Parable of the Sower by Octavia Spencer.
Parable of what?
Parable of the Sower, Sower. It's a
Is it a bunch of parables?
No, it's no. It's since we're talking about Black women today, she's like the pioneer of I guess Afrofuturism in a way. Just imagine the future as if with Black, because a lot of times when you have conversations about sci-fi fiction, well, science fiction, you never really see Black people. So she pioneered Black Afrofuturism. Check that out.
Oh yeah. All right. Book of the summer. Definitely The Power Now.
Yeah, you better say yes. Power Now.
Book
Best
changed my
book
life.
I ever read in my life.
I love that book. I love you, Erykah Tolle.
Love you, Eckhart Tolle. You are my king.
Nah, bro, that cannot be your king, bro. That cannot be your king. Elf. It's just an elf.
No, Eckhart Tolle, I'm on you. You're definitely a white elf.
Right, he's not, but he came from a different dimension. There's no reason he should look like that.
If you were listening right now, I'm on to you. It's a weirdo.
Sick, y'all. He's sick. He's a sick man, and y'all are too because y'all read that book. But
he's capitalizing much off this book.
He making money. You gotta make money in this society.
Have you read The Power Now, Etana Lang?
No, I have not.
You should check out The Power Now.
That should be your next read.
Yes, please.
Join the cult. One of us.
It's a required text.
We require blood sacrifice. It's like, no.
I ain't say all that.
Y'all got a PDF version of it?
No, you gotta buy it. It's $15.
It's not $15.
Take that as you will.
No, there's a PDF because the one dude had it. It's somewhere.
Oh,
You can probably find it on Google somewhere.
It's for everything.
Yeah.
It's a PDF online. Please read The Power Now, Etana. Please. It's so good.
I'm gonna get a virus from all the fucking PDFs I have.
What kind of PDFs are you downloading, bro?
Whole books. Whole 500-page books.
I guess I just end up paying for the book. I'm paying for knowledge, and I'm paying for something that's.
But knowledge should be free.
Knowledge should be free,
Just
but
recycled information.
But no, think about it. Where's the Book of Thoth?
Come on, bro. We're not going into that. That's a whole different thing before we get into
I'm
the
going
book
to find the Book of Thoth.
We will. Come on, no, bro. Because don't say that in public because people are going to look it up now and they're going to be on the search.
Right.
Don't worry about the Book of Thoth. Don't worry about
it. It's actually not a real thing.
It's not a book.
I'm just
playing. Jokes.
You know mean this book?
What if he had a golden book?
Emeralds on it.
It's just jewels encrusted in them.
Bro, it's gonna be a dragon priest right behind you, bro. It's gonna be a dragon priest.
He's trying to have one question. Yeah. Do you?
That's
cool. You wait, what?
No, she didn't hear the question. She didn't hear the question.
I don't even know what the question was.
Do you play Skyrim?
No.
Okay. Don't ever give me that hype.
I almost had a heart attack.
Me too, bro. To be like, what? It was about to be a whole nother hour.
It really would have been a whole long conversation.
It would have been a whole nother hour.
We need somebody that. All right, but okay, let's just talk about that later.
Can we get the people from Bethesda on the podcast to talk about Skyrim?
Yo, if we can get a developer, whoa,
God.
You know how many developers just have Twitters and be talking about the games, bro?
Please, bro.
We should find a developer from Bethesda.
I'm on that. I'm so serious. Etana play Skyrim. You got an Xbox or PlayStation?
No, I don't have those things.
You want to borrow mine just to play Skyrim?
What the fuck?
All right, bro. This is a good time to end the podcast. This is a long ass episode. We're going like an hour and 20 minutes now.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
You combo.
Etana,
it was a great conversation.
What did you get from our talk? What is your biggest takeaway as a guest about men, about male female relationships?
My biggest
relations?
takeaway. I don't know. Like, it's always interesting to just talk to, Black men about like the stuff I've been reading about and thinking about, because the book club is all women and femmes. So it's like we don't really get to hear the male perspective on stuff. So it was really just interesting listening to y'all talk, and seeing like, you can have good intentions and like also realize that you have your own work to do. I'm gonna check out this Power of Now book. Yeah, but it was a cool episode. Like I just enjoyed chatting with people, because it's COVID, so I don't really be outside for real. Yeah.
As you should not be.
Basically, you call me a piece of shit, right?
Wait, what?
How do we get here, bro? How do you bring us here?
Nowhere, bro.
How do you bring us here?
I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm sorry.
What the fuck?
I know something that I got from the episode. I gained a lot of gratitude for different things and perspectives. That really helped.
You took my job.
I'm the
We're not even done yet. We're not even. You're slipping, bro. You're slipping because there's still two other people have to talk.
No, he messed me up, bro. It was because.
How you gonna be a Segway champ? You don't know the formula. What's going on, man?
Glenn,
you can definitely use that AKA next episode.
No, he cannot, bro. Glenn, I swear to God, you better not.
Yes, I will.
We'll see about that. We'll see how this ends.
My attention span is shorter than a goldfish. But no, it's always interesting to have these conversations because I never get the. Well, I have a girlfriend now, so I definitely get that the woman's perspective, and I'm learning now that a lot of the ways that I think are wrong. And I'm trying to become cognizant of that. So me and Etana will have that conversation because I do want to talk about that book. And we'll definitely talk about it.
Yes, let's get into it.
I'm not.
Sure. You want to go with your, takeaways?
I've learned that men are superior.
What?
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Whoa.
I'm completely joking. No, I have learned, if not anything, that me personally, I need to take a lot of consideration for what I do on a daily basis if I'm going to have a perception of myself of being a fighter and an activist for the people that I know I care about. So honestly, bro, I wasn't even when I was drafting the questions for the episode, I was like, yeah, man, I'm going to talk about this. Like we're doing good. But then like when I really got into the conversation, I started thinking like, dude, I got some shit to work on. I feel like we all do, but I'm just going to be very loud about it. I don't know. I like to be transparent on this podcast. It's my therapy. So y'all going to hear me talk about it. And my biggest takeaway is this is a start of a new journey for me, quote unquote, I guess, respecting Black women, whatever is like not the cliche way to say it, just respecting people in general. Just a lot of things that I've been blindsided to that's been opened up. So I like this. It's good for me. That's what I took away from it. Thank you for your applause, Etana.
That's beautiful. Honestly, amazing, man. I swear to you.
I give gratitude to it.
That's the perfect
motherfucker. You're not even done. He gets the crown.
Go ahead, take it away, Glenn.
No, don't even tell y'all what I got from it.
You did. You told us what you got from it.
Yes, you did, bro.
What did I get from it? What did I
go
say?
Twice?
Gratitude.
You said gratitude and you forgot.
Go ahead, KT. We're sorry. We love you. You gotta say it back.
I've learned that.
Okay.
Honestly, you made me really forget what I was gonna say. I learned a lot though. I learned a lot, guys. And I think I wasn't bad at first, but I'm a better person now. Still the same old piece of shit, but I'm better now.
So your shit with sprinkles on it, basically.
Yeah, shit with sprinkles. I still have my dark humor. I'm not gonna lie, I have my dark humor, but dark humor. Look at a comedian. Comedians are some of the smartest people ever. They could take some slight situation, every situation everybody goes through, and make you laugh about it. But at the same time, you still love them. That's how I am. No, I'm not a comedian. Just love me for me.
I hate this. I hate this nigga, bro.
I'm cringing. I don't sit right in my lorgnette, man.
Whoa, that's
So
a
bad.
that's a
my
throwback
first
to what?
Episode?
That's like the first episode. I think.
That's like the first episode.
Oh
And
shit.
ironically, this is the last episode.
Top media is casting, y'all. Shit, but no. I just want everyone as a part of the podcast. We always like to say what we're grateful for, and I would first like to just say I'm grateful for our guest, Etana. Thank you. You're one of the smartest people that I know. She was on my team. We almost went to California, but COVID happened. But just want to say, thank you for the knowledge that you brought to the podcast. Opening you that question that you had about just like that the term masculinity really made me think. And I just want to say that I'm grateful for the podcast as a whole. Grateful for the boys. Saturdays are for the boys. Remember that.
Saturdays are definitely for the boys.
Where we knit and we bake cookies together. Yeah.
Don't forget Connect 4.
Oh, and definitely Connect 4.
Twister.
And my last gratitude is just to thank you to Black women, because without you, I would not be here. Come from a long line of strong Black women.
Word.
We're gonna protect them women. You feel me?
You dig? Please stop.
I love to give gratitude.
I have headphones in.
I was happy for this conversation. I give gratitude to all of you. Y'all got my gears working. And I love something that's gonna get my gears working. Get me thinking a little bit. Coming up with new thought patterns, new sentences I never said before. I love that. Thank you guys. I love you.
Yeah, I'm grateful for this show. I'm extremely grateful for this show. I love this show. I absolutely love this show, y'all. I love everybody that listens. Like, all right, Settle Flex. We get 100 people listening to this show a week, bruh. What the fuck?
A little bit over that.
What the like? Thank you. Like, what was it? I was editing a video for. Oh yeah, okay. So I said this in the beginning of the episode, like, but just a couple weeks ago, we were talking about trying to get to 100, like right before us recording. Like, I was editing the episode. I was like, we were just talking about trying to get to 100 a week. Like, we were like at 70 a week, sometimes 80. We're like, if we could just break that, and we soared past it. We're like 135. So thank you for every single person that listens to the show. Like, honestly, you guys are fucking great. Like,
God bless you.
I'm extremely grateful for
From
all
the people that's listening in Australia to the people who listen in the U.S.
Ireland too.
Right. Shout out to Ireland. Shout out to Ireland. Shout out to the two niggas in Mexico. Shout out to
the two people in India.
We see where y'all live at. But
you got your IP.
Yeah, we got your IP.
Who the hell is in Australia? I just want to know.
There's at least 18 niggas in Australia.
Yeah.
It was at least 18 mates in Australia.
What if it's just all the kangaroos just listening?
It is definitely.
Just think about that.
I'm waiting for the day we get one stream in North Korea, because we know who it is. There's only one nigga with a computer over there.
That's split.
But yeah, that's
it's Dennis Ross
show, and I'm grateful for everybody that listens. You guys are making my dream come true.
And I'm gonna make it all crash down.
Yeah, I'll quit.
Don't cross me. Remember,
you better not quit.
Etana.
Okay.
I go now? Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely grateful for conversations. Like, I'm excited, to be in conversation with y'all. It's been a second since I've talked to you guys anyway, really. So it was nice to just, be around some friends. I have some mini Lincoln energy, I appreciate that. I'm grateful for life right now. Like, I feel like I've just been learning so much during quarantine. I've been blessed to, be healthy and be safe, so I'm grateful for that, for my family to be healthy and safe. Yeah. I'm grateful. Like, I feel like life is just really pouring into me right now. Like, I've just been really poured into. And so I'm excited for so many opportunities that I've had, like even being on this podcast with y'all, it's been great, Yeah.
Beautiful thing. Beautiful thing like this.
Oh, we haven't done this in a minute, but Can we have our guests choose the name
Please.
for the episode? It could be anything. Like it doesn't have to make any sense at all. It can be something that we said. It could be something that you just thought of, like an overarching theme.
A deep secret that you haven't told anyone.
Darkest secrets.
I really want to pick Casey this book that you were talking about just to be an asshole, but I won't.
Wait, what?
Which one? Which book? The
What
Dark
do you
Secrets one?
Yeah, the top one.
No,
Book of-
no,
no.
no. That is forbidden. That's forbidden. That is a journey that we're going on.
That's too
You're
much
toying
power.
with forbidden
No,
knowledge.
people will look that up.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
gonna do that. Who was the person, the dragon queen lady that you were talking about?
The Dragon Priest?
Oh, a dragon priest.
That's what I'd like to name the episode.
Dragon
Priest.
I love it.
I love it. It's absolutely perfect.
You just fed their fantasy.
I love
Because of this.
I'm gonna dream about it. I
Tyler,
can't wait till you drop this.
When we get to Lincoln, you're playing Skyrim.
Yeah,
I'm
you
sorry,
playing
you gotta
Skyrim.
play Skyrim.
I'm down.
Casey gonna have wet dreams about this tonight.
No, I bet you Etana's gonna get farther than Glenn in the first 5 minutes.
She is. Glenn is the worst person I watch play games.
Shut up.
All right, but let's.
Video game, so.
On that note,
It's time to end this goddamn show.
and as always,
We'll be back next week with another episode. And good night.